Every year, the DEP and the West Virginia Division of Highways sponsor Adopt a Highway cleanups all across the state. Volunteers remove tons of trash from hundreds of miles of state roads. Besides being an eyesore, roadside litter can also be a serious hazard, but not in the way you might expect. The DEP's Brianna Hickman joins us now with more on reducing this highly preventable threat.
Greg, it's an eyesore and a nuisance, and a danger to wildlife, especially birds of prey. That's why roadside litter and raptors can be a deadly combination. High in the sky, they soar and glide with ease and grace, but these birds face a serious threat much closer to the ground.
When people toss stuff outside their car, then it sits alongside the road and acts as bait for small animals to come. And so then when you got small animals coming to the road, then you're going to get predators coming to the road, and then they get hit.
Wendy and Ron Peroni run the Three Rivers Avian Center near Hinton. Together with a network of veterinarians across the state, they rescue and rehabilitate non-game birds that have been injured, usually because of human contact.
Collisions with vehicles is still among the top 5 of the problems that we have.
One reason for that is that raptors, hawks, owls, and falcons will often stand their ground in the face of oncoming traffic.
What we often see is that owls get hit by cars a lot. And when we're going to the areas that owls have been hit, over and over and over again, we're finding that these are areas where people tend to throw trash or sodas or cigarette butts or things like that out of the cars. They either roll along the highway or more frequently are parked near an area. We've seen it over and over again. And they just don't recognize that cars are a predator. And they're, as far as their book is concerned, And they don't want to give up that freshly caught mouse or that freshly caught chipmunk or snake or whatever they might have, and then they get hit. And you'll see this too, that we've seen foxes hit for the same reason. We've seen all sorts of critters hit beside the road, because of the trash issue. So we're encouraging everybody, please keep your food inside. And I've heard people say, well, it's biodegradable, it doesn't matter, I toss it outside the window, it's going to disappear into the environment. Well, biodegradable means something eats it, whether it's a microbe or a mouse or something else. And so that means that, whatever you're doing, whenever you're tossing that out, you're baiting a trap.
But it's not just discarded food that gets animals into trouble. Cigarette butts are surprisingly attractive to animals, especially birds who then line their nests with them. Toxic effects from nicotine can work its way up the food chain.
All that tar nicotine then goes into the babies, so they end up with a toxic load. Now, it may not be enough to kill them, but it certainly makes them behave erratically. And so then they become prey for another predator.
Wendy says the only safe thing to dump out is water. Even sweetened drinks can cause a problem.
It goes into the gravel, then the sun hits it, evaporates the water, and now you have a candy lick made from the syrup that's left behind. Well, everybody loves candy, including little critters.
Wendy says the message is simple. Keep your trash inside your car until it can be disposed of properly. She says about half of the birds that come to Three Rivers recover well enough to return to the wild. Others that recover but can no longer fly become permanent residents at the sanctuary and often go with Ron and Wendy to educational presentations across the state. For Environment Matters, I'm Brianna Hickman.
Thanks, Brianna. If you'd like to learn more about the Three Rivers Avian Center and the good work they do, you can visit their website, tracwv.org.